Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine. I feel like we got all our family back this morning. Good morning, everybody. I am on 100 because I feel great, and I've got a coffee date with my cute little 16-month-old neighbor down the way. So we got to get done with this motivation so I can go and have coffee with the sweetest little girl in Pleasantville. Okay, so yes, I'm excited, and I've got lots to share. So the weekend was amazing. If you got out and did some of these live music things, I hope that you enjoyed yourself. Secondly, I'm going to say this at the beginning instead of at the end. The retreat is this Saturday, and there are only 4 spots left. So if you are a client or not a client and you would like to attend, it's going to be acupuncture, chakra balancing, meditation, yoga, and Thai reflexology, which is chakra balancing through the feet. So if this is something that you think you need in your life, if your mind, your body, and your spirit is anywhere out of alignment, this is where you need to be. Only 4 spots left. Hit me up for details if you're interested. Okay, and on to our lesson for today. If you know me, you know that I follow a lot of live music. And if you know me, then you know I used to be in the music business. And if you really know me, then you know that music has been a part of my life my whole life. Just loving it, not singing. This girl can't sing, and that's okay. I know my limitations, but I talk real good. But I started thinking over the weekend for all these concerts that I go to, and it really hit me when I was sitting at Ravinia watching Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? Now, I bought my tickets to Earth, Wind, and Fire about 4 months ago. And 4 months ago, I planned for where I was going to be on August the 17th. Now, I was able to plan for where I was going to be because Earth, Wind, and Fire knew where they were going to be. So the subject of today's call is live your life like you were on a concert tour. Okay? So watch where we're going here. So first of all, you got to know where you're going. If you got a tour, if you have a tour, if you have anybody that's looking to see you wherever you're going to be performing, you have to know where you're going. You don't book a concert gig the day before the concert. You book a concert gig in advance. And you book a tour way in advance because you've got to be strategic about the way in which you're traveling, right? You don't do East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, South, East Coast. You don't do that. You plan, and you plan a tour for where you're going to be going, right? What else do? You're going to know what you're going to be wearing. You know what the forecast of your style, of your costumes. You know what the people on your your people, your group, your entourage. You know what they're wearing, right? It's planned out. Where am I going with this? We spend so much time saying we want better lives. We want more efficient businesses. We want things to be better and more productive for ourselves, but we're not properly planning ahead far enough. And so if you are planning ahead and you know where you're going, you know what's supposed to be happening in your life in September and October because you called forth for it to be there. See, there's a difference between just letting life unfold and letting it happen, which is great. And in large part, probably about 65% you should give to the flow. But the rest of that should be for your planning and your manifestation, because if you don't plan to create it, then how's it supposed to show up? And if it shows up, then how do you know that you manifested it if you weren't working on it? And so you got to be working on something. You got to be working on a plan and have a plan. So back to our concert tour. So now if you know where you're going, you got some dates booked up. You know what you're wearing. The one thing people talk about when somebody's going on tour, especially the big artists, what's on their rider? Because what's on their rider could make or break or determine if you want to bring an artist in, swear to God, okay? Years ago, people were talking about Beyonce wanted on her rider only blue M&Ms or no blue M&Ms or whatever. Well, artists have amazingly complicated riders sometimes. Only want this kind of water. Water must be at this temperature. This must be that. That must be this. They have these restrictions and they want these brands only. And from city to city as they go, each promoter has to provide these items in the green room with whatever specifications that they've given. And that is called a rider. What's on your rider? If you were showing up at somebody's event, somebody's house, somebody's whatever, what is it that you want to greet you there? No, you're not going to be an asshole about it. But if someone asked you tomorrow, what is it that you would like for me to lay out for you? Do you even know the answer? Or would you say, I don't know? I need you to be prepared for things. I need you to be prepared for somebody asking you, what can I lay out before you to make you happy? What if this were a date and you needed to be prepared and he said, just tell me what you want and I will provide it for you. And you go with the right? And so this is your experience, but what are you doing to make it be what it's supposed to be? It's your life. It's your experience. It's not for anybody else to figure out what she or he might like, what they should put on their rider. You need to know. What else? Plan to have an audience. How about that? Plan to have an audience, because rain or shine, the show goes on. But you must plan to have an audience, not with people who are going to back out in the rain. You're going to need to have an audience of people who want what you got, who are willing to show up to get it, no matter what they have to do, no matter how far they have to travel, no matter what rain or sleet or snow they might have to go to get it from you. They want what you have. And so whatever your business is, only you can provide that particular service. I'm not in coaching competition with anyone else. I'm not in coaching competition with another life coach, with a therapist, with a psychologist. I'm not in competition with anybody. There's no one in my lane. There's likely no one in yours too. But when you're looking in other people's lane, trying to figure out how to do what they're doing, well, now you're just in the wrong place, and you're looking at their rider and you're looking at their ticket sales. You need to be looking at your own ticket sales. And so not only should you expect to have an audience, but you should expect a sellout crowd. If you put all the chairs out, you intend for all the chairs to be sat in, don't you? And if you put chairs out for your business, meaning that you go through the necessary steps that it takes to promote a thing, to do a thing, to execute an event, that you've set a date for the event, then you work your way backwards from the event, figure out how many people you want at the event, figure out who those people need to be, work on attracting the right people to your event into your life. If you have absolutely no business and you just show up to work every day and you don't have to be responsible for how it happens, that's perfectly fine. Then this conference call here is about your life. This concert tour is just about your life and not at all about your business. But you need to be focused in such a way that you are manifesting and creating results, even if they are just for your pleasure. But you need to be creating and doing. You need to be responsible for knowing what's going on in your life. And if it is just happening and you like it, then flow with that. But if you want some new things to be happening in your life and they're not currently happening right now, who's in control? You are. Where's your concert? Where's your date? Where's your audience? Where are your ticket sales? What else? Who's on your team? What is your squad comprised of? That's a real question. Whether this is business or life, who is on your squad? If you've got a makeup artist and a photographer and you're on concert tour, these are important things to have. But if you need a friend that will jump out of an airplane with you, then you need to find one of those if that's what you need in your life. And so who's on your squad? What is it comprised of? And what are the reputations of those that you have chosen to surround yourself with? Did you do your research? Did you do your research on the people that you've included to have on your squad? Do you know their energy level? Do you know their faith level? Do you know their belief level in you? But do you know their belief level in themselves? Because you've invited them to be a part of your squad, a part of your life, a part of your team that pushes you out into the world. And so who's on your squad is very important, because the 5 people that you spend the most time to are a sum total of who you are. Who are the 5 people that you're spending the most time with? Think about it. What do they bring to your life, or what do they detract from it? And if you are on the other side of the right 5 people, I need you to start looking. Your squad ain't looking like it's supposed to. And lastly, how about this? Always be working on new music. If any artist is worth their weight, they've got the stuff that you came to hear. But in order to hear the stuff that you came to hear, they gonna play you some new music in between, because they got you still. And so what's your new music? What new music are you bringing to the world? What new project are you working on? It is not enough to say, I had a project, I was doing this thing. What are you doing right now? But not now, what are you doing next? And so in order to have a tour, you have to know your next. Because at every tour, you're promoting the next album that comes out way later. But I'm going to give you a tease. I'm going to show you a little bit today. And so in order to have a successful concert tour and set up for a new album or a new project, whatever it is that your life is calling for you, it is first calling for you to do some work. And you must show up. You must show up to the date. You must show up the day of. You must show up the days leading up to. You cannot slack on the job any day. And then after the day of, then you celebrate. But you cannot do things that you do not plan for. And you cannot execute that which you are not expecting to be successful. And so if there's a project that you're working on, you need to work that project from the end backwards. Stephen Covey says, begin with the end in mind. That allows us to be able to create the results that we want, to see the finished product, to see the finished end result of what it is that we want, and then work our way backwards and figure out what the hell we need to do to get there. And so if this were a concert tour, all the dates would be locked in. We would know all of our travel. Our riders would have been submitted, and we would literally now be playing out life according to how we chose. Well, I chose that I wanted to be on the West Coast during these months because the weather's nice. And then I chose I wanted to be in the South these months because of football season. And I chose I wanted to be here because of this. When you think things out, you can make proper planning and make choices, and the universe can unfold things for you. And so if your concert tour schedule says, I'm going to be in Chicago on August the 17th, then people in Chicago can plan to be there with you. If you not going to be there and you not set in stone, how anybody going to join you? The other thing that made me realize this was such a poignant lesson was my meditation classes. I set the schedule for meditation classes at least 2 months ago. I decided that I would not dole them out one at a time, but that I would provide the schedule so that if you wanted to plan ahead to attend, you could. So that if you knew one was on a Saturday versus on a Sunday, if you go to church or if you work on Saturday, you come on Sunday. So I made a plan, I made a schedule. And so everybody has not shown up to everyone. But guess what? You knew that I was going to be there. And so whether you showed up or not, meditation happened. It happened because I put it on the schedule. It happened because I said I was going to be there. So where are you going to be, and who can show up because they know you're going to be there? See, if I put together the schedule and I said, well, I'll be there if anybody shows up, nobody would show up. And so you have to put the chairs out in your life. I chose the lakefront because it was a perfect location. It didn't cost me anything. And no matter who came, it was all a win for all of us because we were outside. And so now I've got people realizing that summer is ending and they're saying, when are you doing that? When is the next meditation? When is the last one? When is it over? When is it over? Next Sunday, August 26th. I've done it at least 15 times. You knew I did it 15 times. You knew I would be there and you still slept in. You still didn't show up. Why are you not showing up for you? You got plenty of time to sleep. You got plenty of time to do stuff. You got plenty of time later. But now is the only time that you know that you have. We're going to believe in this later, but we got to affect it right now. And if the things that you're doing in your life do not create immediate results for right now, you need to shake this thing up and do some new things. This concert tour is your life. Do you want to sell out, or do you want to play to an empty crowd? The question? The answer, all up to you. What work are you willing to do? What are you willing to put in to sell out your show? What work are you willing to put in to have a great result? What work are you willing to put in to know that the tour went, past tense, according to plan? But you got to have a plan. And so the last part of this retreat that we will work on next Saturday, or this coming Saturday, the 25th, is planning out the rest of the year and plotting into our 2019. This 2018 was the year of yes. Next year is going to be the year of hell yeah, I'm doing it all. because anything I didn't get to this year, I'm going to make sure that I get it in. But there just might be a chance for me to jump out the plane one more time before the year is over. The real plane this time. Might be tomorrow. Stay tuned. You never know about me. You never know what I might be up to. Anyway, it's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. Go out into the world. Be intentional. Act and move on purpose. Speak to people not knowing if they're going to be a part of your tour in the future. You never know. You never know who's going to be a part of your tour. But if you don't set out and plan a tour, no one can join you on your tour. If you missed any of this, go back to the beginning and get it. It's a good one, y'all. If you think this message helped you or can help anyone that you know, please click that little share button. And if you want to know anything else about me, go to MoniqueSpence.com. On the About Me page, it's a whole lot of long ago stuff that you might want to learn about Coach Mo. Have a great day, everybody. And yes, let's get ready for September like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Hey! Have a great day, y'all. Happy Monday. Mwah! I love you all.